There comes a moment when a man must stop moving. Not because the storm is over, not because the pressure is lifted, not because he finally feels brave, but because he has found the line. Every man needs a line, a place where negotiation ends, a place where comfort no longer gets a voice, a place where fear may speak, but it does not command. The modern world hates lines. It prefers fog. It prefers blurred edges. It prefers men who can be moved 1 inch at a time until they no longer remember where they used to stand. That is how many men fall. Not by announcing rebellion, not by waking up one morning and deciding to betray everything holy, but by slowly learning to move the line. A little compromise here, a little silence there, a little permission given to appetite, a little cowardice renamed wisdom, a little surrender renamed peace. And before long, the man who once said, "I would never," is now explaining why. "I had no choice." The penguin survives because he understands the line and the ice. He does not debate the wind. He does not flatter the cold. He does not negotiate with the storm. He knows where he must stand because something has been entrusted to him. The line is not about his ego. It is not about being difficult. It is not about proving you're tougher than any other men. The line is about stewardship, your stewardship. A man draws the line because some things are not his to surrender. Your marriage is not yours to surrender. Your children are not yours to abandon. Your doctrine is not yours to edit. Your integrity is not yours to rent out. Your household, not yours to leave exposed because you became tired of resisting. The world will always call the line extreme. It will say, be flexible. It'll say, don't be so rigid. It will say, times have changed. They have. It will say, you're making this harder than it has to be. Sometimes that's true. Sometimes a man is stubborn for no holy reason. But sometimes what the world calls rigidity is simply faithfulness with a spine. Scripture does not command men to be endlessly adjustable. It says, having done all, stand. Not drift, not explain, not apologize for existing. Stand. That means a man must know the difference between patience and surrender, between gentleness and softness, between mercy and cowardice, between listening and being programmed. Some of you know the line God has been calling you to draw. You know the habit that has gone far too far. You know the screen that has had too much power in your life, and you know the resentment you keep feeding. You know the conversation you have avoided. You know the conviction that you keep softening so other people will not be offended. The line is not drawn by emotion, it is drawn by obedience. And once it is drawn, the test begins, because the storm always tests the line. The wind will push. The cold will bite. People will misunderstand. Your own flesh will argue. The old appetite will come back with legal briefs and emotional witnesses. But a line that moves every time pressure comes is not a line, it is a decoration. A man must decide what cannot be crossed. Not because he is strong enough, but because Christ is worthy enough. So here's the question that this episode leaves you with. Where has God told you to stand? And where have you been inching backwards? Not running, not rebelling, just slowly yielding. Draw the line, then stand there. When the wind rises, when the pressure comes, when the world says move, you don't need a speech. You don't need an applause. You need a sentence. Stand your post.